Good morning. Yeah, Scuba. That was messed up, huh? I didn't know what really happened from the air because all we saw was someone under their reserve falling to the ground. But it ended up being that I guess the reserve deployed it accidentally. I don't know how accidentally, but I'm sure I'll hear more about it today. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna get to fly because the sun's already coming up and it looks like the winds are picking up according to those flags behind me. But it might be laminar like winds that are pretty fine. I'm gonna see what other people are doing. But for now, I gotta finish putting my engine together and check out what the tune's like before I take it up in the air, just so I don't have anything bog out on me. Filled it with fuel. Gotta put the rest of my cage on. I noticed there's some gooey stuff from tape that I need to clean up because I don't want my lines getting caught up on that and like lagging before they come up. And down there, I need a piece of tape because one of my LED tapes came off. And I don't want to go into my prop. Also, my LED somewhere seemed to have misplaced it. My flasher. It was here yesterday when I was putting together my engine, but then I put it down somewhere. Be around here somewhere. I feel like I got wrapped up in one of these tarps and I lost it. But I couldn't have gone far because I was in this area, general vicinity. I hear a chopper or maybe a truck on the road. They sound similar from far away. Looks like we have Chris Sherrick flying right now. That's the only person I see on Gaggle. Only one person. So maybe other people landed. Or everybody's just sleeping and don't feel like getting up today. The winds say it's pretty nice, but 3 to 9 and then 4 to 11. Oh, no, that's it. Right now it says 4 to 7. Right now it looks okay. Yeah, it might just be like laminar winds that I'm seeing on the flag. I mean, everything's so flat here, I don't think there's going to be a lot of bumpy winds. But we'll go right around and check out what's going on. But I want to put this together first. Oh, it's your birthday? Happy birthday. Enjoy your birthday shower in your birthday outfit. I do hear someone here above me. Definitely going that way. getting low on electrical tape. I'm gonna have to get some more. Oh, I don't have any electrical tape. I gotta have something. I don't want to use duct tape, but I'll use duct tape. There's a moth in my tape. Great. The moth got stuck. Thought they were kidding when someone told me some paramotors are held together by duct tape. And here we are. Yeah, I think that's all I need.
jet, it's great.
Yeah, on the high end, it's perfect.
I want to say it's maybe a little bit rich on the low. What it sounds like to me.
So go out a little.
Yeah, feel like 2 degrees. And try it. Whoop. Come here, look. Where'd you go?
Let's see. Okay.
Don't be afraid of the one wheel. It makes noises.
She's alright with the one wheel. She drags me on it all the time.
Oh, it made that wreck jump.
No.
I stepped off the ball.
I mean, overall, it sounds pretty good. It does need a tweak, but it's working.
They always need tweaks, man. Yeah. Yeah?
Are you gonna go up?
Good boy. I'm thinking of it.
Doesn't look like it's too bad. I see the wind, but
Well,
it's
I
probably
think I'm afraid of wind.
it's probably straight wind though, right? I am. I'm afraid of big wind.
Oh, because you got a fucking wing and doesn't go anywhere.
Yep, exactly.
You're a pussy. Gotta get you on a real wing, man. Start pulling barrel rolls on a real wing, you won't worry about wind anymore.
Oh, that's hot.
Yeah, it's gonna be hot. Oh, it come out of the whole thing there.
Yeah, I didn't tighten it enough. I thought I did.
No, it's
I just didn't tighten it.
oh the clamp.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought the whole rubber popped out of my.
The foam's stuck on though. The glue worked. I used crazy glue. That's what Tim was telling me to use. Yeah, this just needs to be screwed back in and I'm good. Well, that's good I caught that on the ground.
There's some BGDs in the air. There's a magic. Now, if you fly that magic, it'd be slower than the fucking wing you're flying now.
Is it slower?
Huh?
It's slower?
It'd be faster. Your wing's slow as fuck.
You're saying that's faster than mine? Oh.
The one I
They're
got,
all
yeah.
faster than mine.
A lot faster. You'd actually be able to go somewhere.
Let me grab my screwdriver.
You need to get on a little faster wing. You'll find it's a lot more fun when you can move around.
Yeah, I did when I was flying the Spider. I felt way happier with it.
What size spider do you fly?
Was it 20? It was fun.
You're what, about 130?
Yeah. 130, 135, something like that. And with all my gear, probably 145, 130.
I'm gonna try that magic. I got
Yours a 23?
Huh?
The 23?
Small. I don't know what the meter is on it.
Mm.
I fly it. I mean, it's not super fast with me on it. I mean, it moves. It's faster than it is with me with you on it. I'm loaded on it more. Midget bought it. He had a Gin Bolero. And I tried to get him to get a Luna 2. And he flew a medium large Magic, which was way too big for him, years back in Florida. And then 2 days later, that one popped up online. A student had bought it, and then decided not to do training. They picked it up for a really good deal.
Yeah, I'm gonna, when I have some more money saved up and stuff, I'm gonna start asking some people that I know about any used ones they might have that are not like greatly used, but
I've got a 23 Luna 2 that she's got 150 hours on her,
I
but
want like a 20.
Huh?
I want a 20 for whatever I get. Like, I mean, I guess it depends on the wing, really, but
a 23 Luna 2, I mean, you'll be at the middle of it. You're not in the optimal range, but it gets you good.
yeah, if I'm gonna get a wing, I'd rather get one that's gonna be faster and like the next step up from what I got now to where
Well,
I'm
that's
not.
definitely the next step up. An 18 in a Luna 2 would be
I'll have
great.
to try it and like maybe trimmed out or something, and I'll feel better on it.
An 18 Luna 2 would be perfect for you. Which I might, if I can get another one, I'll have a used one for sale.
Yeah, I'd like to try them, kite them and stuff, and see what I think and go up.
But you kited the 2 the other day.
Yeah, but it was bad wind. I didn't really get to kite it.
If I'll let you fly it, I don't care. I'll be doing a lot of tandem and stuff.
All right.
Maybe take that magic up first so you can think of it, 'cause that'll, you'll be loaded on it.
Let me grab a smaller screwdriver.
Get a hex key tool. Or a,
I have like a small one. I'll fit in there.
it should be 5/16. It's easier than using a screwdriver. Huh?
For the low?
Oh, I thought you were tightening the
No, no.
The low, you need a real small, yeah, a little mini screwdriver.
Long to get
Where's that? Luna? Hey, come here. Luna? Come here. What do you see? Yeah, it's just, once you get on a wing that actually moves, you'll see that difference. You'll build more confidence flying in funkier air too. I mean, really on that, what you're on now, there ain't much that's going to knock you out of the air. It's just going to blow you around.
If I'm coming out with the low, I'm putting less fuel in.
I can't remember how these ones are. Good like, 2-3 minutes out, run it.
Yeah.
It's better. You're going the right way. If it gets worse, then you got to go the other way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's about
I can't remember how that
11 o'clock right now. And I went from 11 to probably about 8.
Yeah, I always put like 2-3 minutes on at a time and just. You're in that where you just need to move it one way or the other just a little bit. You know what I mean? That's the most annoying part, is finding that sweet spot.
Yeah. I don't have a good rack to like put it on, so I gotta keep doing it this way.
Which sucks with being a heavy machine. I don't have my rack with me. I got a little stand I can clamp on it. Still got to hold it to tip it over, but
Yeah. I don't trust it on that.
no, it doesn't really clamp it that well. Not with the kind of power you're putting out. An 80 maybe. I've been meaning to build something that's portable to put them on.
Could be more.
Huh?
Probably gotta be tightened because it just died.
Well, start again one more time. Start again, just rev it real quick. Just make sure it wasn't loaded. of times when you do tune the low jet, now your idle's got to be adjusted too, so keep that in mind. That's why I had you rev it. One, to make sure it's clear, two, to see what it feels like in that.
So should I just bring the idle up a little and then instead? Because it was at like 1600.
But it felt better idling. It sounded better.
It wasn't like as high as it normally is, so it's hard for me to tell because it was still like bogging a little, like it was shaking a lot more than it normally does.
That's because you're at a low idle. That's why you bring it up just on the handle, hold it there where you want it at, see what it feels like there. If it's good, then you bring the idle up or touch that screw a little more.
Okay.
Wouldn't hurt to bring the idle up a little bit
and then check it.
Yeah, check it and then touch that screw. And it's one of those like you're chasing down on the low side. You're chasing two things: the mixture and the idle at the same time.
Yeah. And what would be the symptoms of not having enough fuel?
Dying real easy.
Dying real easy, and then too much fuel.
It'll still die, but it's going to bog. It'll be when you come off of it, it's going to idle for good for a second and start loading up. You'll hear it.
Oh, okay. So it'll just like
that kind of rattling you're getting could be where you got too much fuel and bogging out. And once you clear it, you rev it and it clears out. And once it stays good for a couple seconds, then builds up, then you get too much fuel. If it immediately dies, generally you're clean.
It's getting warm. I'm gonna take this thing off for now. I'm sweating my ass off.
That's the only problem with a black flight suit.
Yeah, Jethro, it's still bent.
You kind of chose the wrong color for good for winter time, not for summer. That's why I like that.
Yeah, I only really wear this when I know I'm gonna go up and it's gonna be chilly. And this morning it was like colder, but now it's fucking.
I'll tell you, if we'd have pushed a little higher last night.
Oh yeah, I felt it.
I kept taking us up to where we'd feel the cold and then kind of let it ride right there. There was a shear up there. I was watching my gauges. It was showing me the wind was changing.
Someone asked me if we were going to the moon while we were flying. I said I hope so.
We got to watch the altitude here because all the.
Oh yeah, I saw the planes.
Yeah. Well, I was watching my display. Mine's mounted right here, so I can just look up and see it right in front of me.
On Gaggle?
Yeah.
Mine, I don't have the like the paid one, so it doesn't announce.
Yeah, I've got everything.
So
I got the paid. I was getting helicopters that were the same altitude we were, a mile away. I'm looking for them, and
when
I
was
see them on the display. And
at Aviator, I was getting notifications there when all those skydive planes were there, but then it just stopped, and I guess they changed it where like you had to have paid. I think it was probably free for a little while to show how it works.
When they first started it, it was pretty much anytime they put something new on, they leave it on everybody.
Yeah, so
and
then
then
you
once
get used
it's
to
perfected, you know, they like to put on everybody, so which is a good business plan when you think about it. Because now everybody has it.
People can complain
play with it, and then have complaints when it doesn't work right. So you got a better demographic to get it tuned. Once it's tuned, then they move it over to the paid.
I saw he was working on something because people were getting weird notifications or something, and he said he was working on it.
Well, Henny's great. You send something to him within an hour or so, he'll email back to you.
Yeah.
He knows what the problem is.
I asked him for some features, but he can't do them because they're very unique features to me, and not everybody's going to really want to use it, so he didn't want to do it.
I kind of helped, like, force it. I wanted the ADS-B stuff right away. And then I started mentioning that. He was like, yeah, we're working on that.
Well, I found out the whole reason behind that. It's kind of a while ago, so I don't know if I remember clearly, but a lot of it had to do with their systems just aren't set up to be able to handle like putting an overlay of, let's say, Gaggle, right? So I think SkySafe and a couple of the other companies are working with like Europe and a couple other countries to get all that happening, but here in the US they made it way harder for them. So I think they're having more trouble trying to get, you know, all of that connected together, because I was thinking like, why can't you just have the overlay for the FAA so they can see Gaggle with the planes?
Because the system they use and the system we use, interconnecting those two servers, they're
it's doable. It's just they don't have the manpower to do it.
In a heartbeat, a little program would do it. But data integrity, because if you got to worry about, you don't want false, you know, bad actors getting there. You don't want terrorists using Gaggle to put a bunch of shit to fuck up an airport.
Correct. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're correct. And that was another reason too, is like they just don't have the manpower to deal with all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they would actually have to have a crew to do nothing but that versus.
But they should. I mean, and even for drones, you know.
But how
like,
many? See, here's the thing: if it goes for drones, and they start doing that, then adding us in that little mix of the drones won't be an issue.
yeah, right now it's with
But
the
to handle
RFID.
for 4,000 or 5,000 pilots in the U.S. doing this versus 100,000 aircraft, they're not going to. The government's not going to put a team up just to do that.
Yeah, for like 5 people.
Yeah, they'd have to have 5 or 6 people doing that in there full time, just to make sure that you didn't get like a bad actor that got on Gaggle and used it for nefarious things.
Yeah.
If you think about it, if you made a whole swarm of paramotors go into an international airport,
Yeah, they would have to ground
let's just shut the
everything.
fucking airport down,
Yeah.
like right now, boom. You can't have that.
But there is, like with RFID and all that on the drones, you register it. So like it's all under, a name. So when you go up and you turn it on, it's kind of like ADSB where you've got pretty much an identification on there of who you are and what
Yeah,
you're doing.
I was like, I don't like further regulation, so I'm a little afraid like you try to regulate and get where you have to be registered for that.
I don't want it either.
Yeah,
but
then the FAA could like make it worse on us. So we got to
Right.
kind of, it's a fine line of like keeping them happy, keeping us happy, keeping everybody safe. If there's a way they could integrate like Safe Sky or what we're using over to their system without forcing us to have transponders and all that, it'd be great. I mean, Gaggle, if you're using the proper phone, is accurate as hell.
yeah,
If you got a cheap ass phone, stuff's not right. The altitude's not right. It's doing its best, but there's only so much you can do. That's why the difference between what you got on your phone versus what mine gets.
I have
is,
the
like,
15 Pro. It's a pretty good phone.
They don't have all the good sensors in there.
I haven't checked it. I just got the phone like pretty recently because I ran over mine with that roller. So I ended up having to get a new one. My brother got me like a used one.
What OS is on that?
Whatever the latest iOS.
Okay. My thing I've noticed with Apple is they're far behind Samsung as far as sensors
That's true.
and screen technology. Because they're buying their screens and shit from Samsung. So you guys get Samsung's leftovers from 2 years ago versus the latest, greatest tech. I started using Gaggle on an older phone for a while, and then I realized you're using it on the flagship phones from Samsung, everything works right. The Vario works better, the actual altitude works better, because it's got the pressure sensors in there. So it's doing all that on its own versus using GPS and trying to extrapolate, a rough estimate.
For me, I just want to see like some of the data, but it doesn't really make a difference to me if it's on point. I guess it should be. But it
look
never
at
really made-
To me, it's very critical it's on point, because I'm playing in airspace with aircraft.
But I'm not looking at that in the like on Gaggle, just because I don't get the notifications for it. So I'm never like watching that.
Yeah,
I'm
I
mostly just
trust my
watching.
life on the fact that I can see the aircraft when I go to these airspaces,
Yeah.
because I might fly into a Class Delta and actually have to actively avoid people.
For the planes, I usually use flight radar, and then I can see whoever's listed, not the people who aren't.
Yeah, but even that, that's delayed. That's people like me that have ground stations that are receiving aircraft and then putting on the internet. It's got anywhere from a 2-second to a 2-minute delay.
I still see them though.
You still see them, but it says it's a mile from you. You've already hit it because that delay has caused the issue.
Yeah.
You're not seeing it directly. Now, if you had an actual receiver plugged into your phone that's picking up the ADSB data from an aircraft, yeah, it's going to be right on, right then. But when it goes from that aircraft to a ground station,
Yeah,
to
then
the
back.
internet, to flight radar server, and back to you, there's quite a bit of delay there. It's not always there, but it can be, and that's what worries me. That's like the other day, I seen that helicopter. It showed it 2.5 miles, and it was only 100 foot above us on our path, and I was looking for it.
Which one? The one that came into rescue?
No, the one that was out here when we were.
Oh, out here, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't see him in real time. I was like, yeah, that's a little unnerving, because it told me he was there, and then I finally seen him, and he was like 3.5 miles out, but it was telling me he was a mile on the app, and I'm like, yep, this is a little delay here. But it's that situational awareness, knowing he's there, actively looking for him, and then trying to figure out where he's at, how far he is away, and which way he's moving. In relation to where we were at. Because when he was 100 foot above us on the same path, they give me alert, and I'm like, okay, where's he at? I'm looking to make sure he's there. That's why you heard me come off throttle a couple times. That's what I was doing. I would get an alert like that, and I would come off throttle and look.
I was leaving now.
80 horse motor. They're just so quiet. Try and go out and do the pattern. Thing like that, they don't go very far. Scary thing is, with the right wing, you can take off and go chasing.
I like that little ultralight that was at Bad Apples that everybody was flying with. That was pretty cool.
No, that little, I think feed and pole, I think it is.
Yeah.
Max got. I was on his wingtip so many times. I was literally riding brake to get up on him, and I'd let off brake and just gone. It's fun when you're faster than the thing you're flying with. You can just smoke them when you want to.
My buddies that fly in Western Pennsylvania flew with a powered hang glider, and they were like touching their feet on each corner of the hang glider as they were flying, which I thought was pretty neat because I'd be pretty scared to be anywhere near it. But I guess if you're right on the wingtip, you're away from all the problems.
Yeah, if you understand where the problems are, you understand the vortices is going to come off of that wing. Like, you would not want to like go over there and drop below.
Yeah, they were above it.
Yeah,
so.
if you're above it, you're good. If you drop below or behind in certain positions, that's when you're going to get the bumpy and possibly spin your wing around.
I wish they would have posted that, but
that's where having like a understanding of aerodynamics and knowing what wings do. Like, if you'd see one of those things fly through some smoke or fog, you watch wingtip vortices, you'll see where they're at, and you keep a mental picture of where those vortices are at. I was hoping to find, like, we were starting to smoke the other night, I was hoping to find some dense stuff to put the wing through. Because I can put the wingtip through a bunch of it, you can actually watch it swirl.
Last night?
Yeah. When guys will leave a big smoke trail up there, if I get behind them, I'll put the wingtip in it, you can watch it swirl the air.
Yeah, I see it when we fly in the clouds.
And that one makes a hell of a rip.
It?
Oh yeah. We're loaded on it. I forget where the video is. I got video from the one event I was at. The guy shot video of me coming through a cloud layer, and you can really see it ripping up the air.
I want to get a smoke machine that I can put out with like the generator in the field and just let it go.
I got a couple sitting in the house. I'm gonna bring them down first.
Little party ones? Yeah, bring it.
No, they're commercial.
Oh, okay. Yeah, are they on timers?
So you can set them on timers, or you can just.
Because I know
have
some
a
of the
remote.
controllers have the timer, some don't. Like, if it does have the timer, it's pretty good because then you don't have to have somebody down there running it or leaving it on until the smoke or the liquid dries
Put
out.
a gallon in that thing, you won't see that field.
Yeah, you just let it go every 20 minutes or so. That would probably be perfect. Because maybe even at like 10 minutes, just like a puff of smoke every 10 minutes.
It would be cool to put that with a little tube sticking up right, so we can get it in the air with dense, and then have a remote. Go up, get in a good position to come downwind of it, fire the smoke off, and then rip through it.
That's what I'm saying. If it's on a timer, then you can just let it go. And just every time you come around, give it enough time to do go-arounds and come back.
I gotta get it charged the other day, but I brought one of the speed signs with me too, so we can play with here.
What's that? Oh, the thing that
radar?
captures your speed.
I meant to put it out at the last event, and I forgot to get it out. And then I went looking for it, and I couldn't find the battery for it. It's kind of fun to go ripping through there. And a couple years ago at Flying Circus, we got it out there. Minyard had to set the high score. He was like doing power loops to come down to dive at it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was him that I recorded doing infinity tumbles, and then he went into a heli right after that.
Probably the best way to do it with an infinity. You're gonna do a heli or you're gonna do a full stall to get out of it, so you might as well do something with the wing. You pretty much got a lot of energy.
Yeah, I mean, his wing was completely folded as he was doing it. It was like V-shaped, and then it would come back out, and he'd fold it. And he was flipping backwards, which surprised me because I thought you were flipping forward, but you're not.
No, the wing's going forward.
Yeah.
You're going backwards.
Backwards, yeah.
Same with the sat. The wing's going forward, you're flying backwards in the sat. That's why you hold the one riser. It's a really weird view.
Yeah, I didn't expect to see it that way. I don't know why. My brain didn't register that. And when I saw it, I'm like, holy shit, he's doing like backflips basically because the wing's going like this.
The wing's going ahead of you and you're going backwards over top of it. So it's a really weird feeling. Yeah, you don't until you see it. Like watching videos of it's one thing. Watching it in real life, you can actually see what's going on.
Yeah, in videos it's always like distorted from wide angles and stuff.
Oh, when I've been up beside him when he's done it. Like I've been above him and had him come ripping down doing that, and the just watching it is mind blowing.
It's definitely pretty neat. Was he one of the first people who did it when Tucker did it? I remember he said there was like a person ahead of him that did it first, and then he did it. Somebody else did, like 3 people I think at the time had done it. I don't know if he was one of them.
It might have been Trevor. He was one. It's always the top pilots that they find it over in Europe. They see a guy do it, and then they bring it over here and try it. They're all getting pretty good at, getting crazier and crazier stunts every time you turn around. I mean,
yeah, when I saw Trevor at Bad Apples and he was skating that pond, I thought he was just coming in, doing a foot drag and leaving, but he did like 3-4 circles perfectly without lifting his foot off the water. I was like, damn, that's some good control. He just kept going, and I'm like, all right, another one.
a couple years ago I was doing that, and I got to the point now, it's like, now I'm on trike all the time. I try to wheel drag the pond. So I got
that on video.
I got a couple low last year. I got a little deeper than I should have been. It'd be easier with wider tires. Those little bike tires, they'll ski on top for a second, but if you put too much pressure on them, they'll sink in there. If they get rotating, that's when they want to come in. I almost need to have the back brakes locked as I come across there, and it would be cool to put a pair of water skis on there.
Yours has brakes?
Yeah.
On the back and the front?
Did.
Or
Yeah, I had all 3. The back was a handbrake in between, under your legs, in between the seat there.
Oh, okay, like an e-brake?
Yeah, and then I have a foot brake on the front wheel. That's what I'm having to really get used to this tandem trike, not having a brake on it, because I'm used to coming in and I can keep the wing directly above me and slow down using the brake, and then slow the wing down, and then add power as I need. As you heard the other night, I just kind of control the wing. I get it left to right a little bit, just to help slow it down, then add power to keep it where I want.
I was surprised at how fast that trike pushed us. I mean, I've only been on the trike one other time when I was learning to fly.
That was a slow takeoff. We were in the grass. Like once the wing came up, I let out it for a second just to get it straight where I wanted it.
Right.
If I kept it pinned, that thing accelerates quick.
Yeah, like when you had the wing overhead straight and then you gunned it, I could feel that power behind it just pushing us, and I was surprised because I thought it was going to be like a slow roll up, but it was
no, that thing just comes off the ground. If we were on the asphalt, it accelerates. It sets you in the seat as I accelerate. Your seat will roll back a little bit. It's hard to feel as much because you're sitting in that suspended seat that rocks.
Yeah.
Which, like, in a way, it's bad if you're used to, like, I'm used to being in a solid mounted seat. So for me, the first couple times it felt weird. Now I've got used to it.
Yeah, and I was surprised
that too, and I got to keep my feet on those steering bars. So when it slides me back, I got to push forward.
I was gonna say the fact that it was oscillating, and I thought like I was controlling it because I'm doing what I normally do with my wing, where you pull the opposite side. But every time I pulled the opposite side, it would actually go that way. So I was like, wait a second, like why is it making me oscillate more? And then you said just hold one side.
Yeah, you were actually inducing it into an oscillation because you were chasing the oscillation.
Yeah, and on my wing, it'll stop it.
You can stop it on that one.
Yeah.
It's a totally different. It takes multiple times of doing it on there to feel. You have a lot more wing, and there's a lot of delay. So when you pull, I had to show you how to pull more pressure to get it turned. You really have to pull.
Yeah, because I was pulling it to the point where I felt like that resistance.
You were just starting to make it think to do something at that point.
Yeah, and I was turning like, but it was kind of just doing one of these, and then you pulled it harder, and I was like, oh, okay, I get it. So
yeah, that's why I told you on the ground. You have to really like command this wing to do something and wait. It wants you to wait, which is nice because you can't do anything that's going to cause it to go totally haywire. If I see
if you accidentally
if I see you pull a foot of brake, I know what's coming, and I got time to relax it a little bit on you, or just add power and let it come around.
Yeah.
Like when I was ripping us over, that's 50 and 60 pound of pressure. That's. Now I was cheating a little bit. I grabbed the tip steer too, so that really helps. But then when I'm done using the tip steer, I stow it back up. You can let go of it, but it kind of flops up there. I always like to put it back on the magnet. It has a stupid like bungee cord up to it that annoys me. But that's a VGD thing. They always put the bungee cord on the tip steer lines. Personally, I'd like to tie it in.
That's to hold it from going up?
Huh?
Is that to hold it from going up into anything?
Yeah, it can't really go up into anything. It's going to go up and there's a loop right there it goes to anyway. Generally, there's enough wind hitting the tip steer line. It pulls that little ring right up to the eyelet on there. But the eyelet's floating. It's on an inch leader. It's a little eyelet. So it floats away. So I just take it and there's a magnet on it. But I have a hard time finding where it goes.
So if this, because I don't have a temperature gauge on here, if it's to the point where I'm not feeding it enough fuel and oil and it's getting too hot, how would I tell? Is there a way to tell?
Not really. I mean, you know the motor enough, you'll tell it's getting hot. It'll sound a little different.
Okay. Because I'm just trying to figure out, like, while I'm tuning the car, like, what do I got to watch out for? Because this is the first time I'm doing it by myself, and I've always had, like, someone else tweaking it and listening. So I know what to listen for because I know what my motor sounds like when it's good. But I don't know, like, if I put too much of a turn on the low end and then adjust it with the idle, as long as it's running smooth, it should be fine, right?
Yeah.
So as long as I'm not feeling it like jumping around or whatever, like it was.
Yeah, it definitely sounded like it was rich. Without smelling the exhaust, but it did sound like it was rich. Usually when they get rich, like I said, you'll blip it, and even when it comes onto the mid jet and high jet, it'll take like a half a second to clear because it's rich and it's got to clear out. That's where you really feel that. You just rebuilt the car, correct?
Put new membranes in, yeah, but I didn't fully like clean it out or anything. Just because we were trying to put it all back together so I can go fly. But I will, when I have time to like sit down and actually take it all apart again, I'm going to, because I want to clean out all the ports and everything.
I put it in ultrasonic.
Yeah, you have one? Oh, okay.
I have a couple of them. Being the fact that I restore antique engines, I take carburetors 100 years old that you can't get parts for apart regularly. I got stacks of gasket material out in the garage. We sit there and hand cut gaskets for them. So I've been cheating a lot recently. I had a guy with a water jet that I have him scan the surfaces, make them in CAD, and then cut gaskets for these old things.
The belt doesn't seem like loose or anything, so that's
I do that right here.
sounds good to me.
I have my tuner with me. I got a little tuner I use. Guitar tuner is the best way to check that.
Yeah.
Click. So I've got the tensioner tool. Stick in the back, in the center of the hub.
That long one?
Yeah, you hang the weight on it.
Yeah, mine came with this.
I've laid down a couple of times, but when I change the belt, I do it. And then I'll do it, tension it, go fly it for an hour or two, and come back and do it again because a new belt within an hour always seems like it stretches a little bit.
Let me try this thing.
What it sounds like now. Landmines. Just walked into one.
Oh, what? Oh, the cheap.
Oh, yeah, she dumped a big old.
Alright, I'll clean it up. Yeah, if you can just
Yeah, it's just.
take it out a little hair.
And your airbox is off again.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I'll take this down now. Yeah, I'll take it off and do it so I can. Because I might need to unscrew that clamp a little. So finally bottomed out.
Right over there. See where we're at.
You unscrewed the idle a little?
Yep. That might be the airbox being off my trees too. Well, piece of one. That airbox too is everything. do a lot in the back row, you got my one too low.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't bog out on me ever, I'm happy with that. Yeah.
That's not good trip.
Sounds way better.
I just want to hear what it sounds like in full.
Cool, thank you.
The other thing, if people using regular gas, your tuning's always painted pink can be a little different.
Yeah, you know, we
Depending on what station you go to, whether the fuel is exactly the octane they say it is, or you buy it, it's sit for 2 weeks, now it's some of the octanes come out of it.
When we were at, I believe it was Moonshiners, there was that gas station that had the 90 over there across the street. It was called like a Rush or something. I don't know if that was Moonshiners, but we went to that one and I had told her, get me whatever the highest is, but she didn't know that it was supposed to be 93. Got me the 90. It was ethanol free though, but that's when I started first feeling all the differences, because I always use 93.
Yeah, you're tuned for that.
And I don't know if that really made a big difference, but I do know that I had other issues, like my airbox issue and all that.
When
so
you have already have tuning issues,
yeah,
you're right on the verge, and all of a sudden you change something like that. Yeah, it's gonna it makes a big difference. Versus, you know, if everything went tuned properly, no other issues going on, it
tighten
wouldn't
that
be as
bitch
much.
up pretty tight.
Yeah, I'd take it loose, knock it down a little better. I use a regular
Let's see.
hex screwdriver on those. I like to crank them. I like to make sure the band's down on that collar good.
All the way.
Yeah, the further down where it's grabbing, the more friction you're gonna have on it. Whether it's up too high, it's crimping right at the top edge of it.
I
It
see,
slides
yeah.
up and it kicks it off. It's like a hose clamp. You always want it centered on the fitting.
It's about as far as it'll go.
Can you slide that band down at all?
Down here?
Yeah, can you slide it down a little bit?
Yeah,
To the end of the rubber?
I'll do that.
Yeah, that'll give you a better.
That's a good idea.
You're grabbing more of that solid shaft inside. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Right now, if it starts to slip up a little bit, then it's crimping and letting it pop it off easier.
So Brennan gave me a spring, return spring, to put on my throttle because I don't have one. I don't know how to do that. Do you?
Yeah. Motor's gotta be cool though, so I'm
Yeah.
not getting burned.
No problem.
I'm out on a vacation right now, not to be getting burned. It's one thing at work, and I had to get burned every day, but I hate working on these things when they're hot. You have a safety lane, you're not too, don't you?
On the back, yeah.
Okay.
That's why I was flopping around.
I was making sure, like, see too many people that take them off. I'm like,
I don't trust it.
I don't trust anything. If it's on the paramotor, it's going through the prop. Anything on your body tries to go through the prop. I mean, I've had an empty pack of cigarettes come out of my pocket and go through and ding a prop up. He likes to take a lot more. They don't believe what those things will cut up before they hurt them.
It's on there pretty tight now.
You want everything good and tight, because I tell you, these things, everything vibrates on.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
I just tightened my exhaust bolts again because I changed that gasket out the last fly-in, and then when I went to go tighten them, they were loose. So were my head ones because I flew already. So
Yeah,
it
the head
all
off,
heated
so-
up, moved a bit.
You got to torque them, run it, fly it, come back and retorque them again.
Yeah, that's what I did. And
If I take the head off, at least every hour or two for the first 3 flights, I check them. Usually, I always need just a little bit. It's weird how things come loose.
Oh, I've had my exhaust hanging off when I came in to land and didn't even know it was off.
I mean, looking at your machine, looks like we could probably go retorque everything on that one day, and then get some torque check out and mark it all. And that
I
way-
have, yeah, I have the The orange stuff?
Yeah, I got orange and I have blue and yellow. Probably wouldn't hurt next week when we have some downtime. Just go through that thing, touch every nut with a torque wrench, get it right, and then torque check it.
Yeah, one of these were kind of coming loose too on my exhaust, on the gasket up here.
Everything. These things vibrate so much. There's so many frequencies involved there that stuff comes loose. And the torque check really keeps it. Once it's on there, it's been set up for a day, it ain't moving. They're actually harder to break loose once you have torque check on them. Which is the idea behind it. You don't want stuff coming off. Personally, I think a lot of the stuff that comes loose that we don't take off every day should be drilled and tie wired.
Yeah, with skydiving, it's way more strict on all that. Like, every single thing you have on you needs to have an extra rubber band or an extra line or something. And you're not even running a motor. You just don't want it getting caught up in your lines.
You don't want it getting caught up in something. That's the critical thing. I mean, because we're so unregulated, there's a lot more that goes on here.
Yeah, there are definitely some things that I've seen that I'm like,
I've seen enough over the years of doing this that it's made me come out with more and more. Like, I don't do it too much on the Mosters, but the little Fellini 80 I like to fly, that liquid pool, I've got a lot of stuff tie wired on that machine. It makes so much horsepower at such a high RPM. The vibrations on that thing are insane. And bolts you wouldn't think would come loose are every flight you better check them. It's like having a Harley off with that machine.
oh, do Harleys do that too? Because they...
If you ride a Harley, you find bolts coming off. Ride with a pack of Harleys one time. You ain't riding more than 200 or 300 miles without someone losing something. Like what you take poker runs, you always see a couple of Harleys pulled over helping each other. They're usually putting a bolt back in something. It's been a lot worse recently. Years back during COVID, a lot of people bought Harleys that weren't Harley riders and didn't understand that the factory doesn't tighten everything up. You got to go tighten something.
I saw that guy from, what is it, West Coast Customs, that had their TV show, and somebody was recording him at, like, from like a McDonald's drive-thru or something, just because they saw him driving by, and they were like, oh, cool, that's him. I think it was like the dad. And he wrecked. He couldn't turn the bike because it had the fucking super high handlebars.
Guys put 8 hangers on there. The geometry, I mean, you get them where they look nice to show bike. Well, a lot of guys call them a bar cruiser. But personally, I would not want to have a bar cruiser on how cool it looks, but you can't handle it. You know, the hangers look nice. For some people, if you're real tall, long arms, these hangers have a place. But some guys do it just for the look of the bike, and the handling of it is terrible. And if you ride and you see the guys doing that, you know what they're dealing with. You also know to stay out of the way when you're coming around curves.
Alrighty then.
I prefer a bike that you flat, cruise, long nice ride,
We're good. I feel confident now that this thing will fly. I mean, it flew before, but I wasn't feeling confident. I was like, don't go over any water, don't go over any trees the whole time I flew, because I was too worried it was gonna die out on me.
You didn't get to go play with the boats like we did last week.
No.
You didn't get to have all the fun ripping down on the lake. That was kind of funny. They told us not to do it, and then they had that birthday party. Like, go land on this spot. And you look at the spot from the air, it looked like very big.
What are you talking about?
Up the Rough River?
But what happened when the emergency happened?
No, they originally weren't supposed to fly with the water.
Right.
But then the person on the island there had a birthday. We were supposed to go try to buzz her house and land.
Oh, I didn't fly then, yeah. I was still working on my motor.
And we were all down there, like literally boats were coming around and trying to get us to chase them. And there were 5 of us down there for an hour.
Yeah, that's why he was saying if the boats tried to get you to do stuff, don't. Because they will egg you on.
There were a couple of little jet boats we were playing with.
When I got up, I saw one of the jet boats going by, and I was like, what is that? It is hauling ass. Because normally you see the boats, and they're kind of traveling like this on the water. But this guy was like going like this around the lake, and I'm like, holy shit.
There was one that was a square-looking boxy kind of jet boat. It looked like a mini pontoon.
do it.
They put too much horsepower, not enough cooling.
Yeah.
They're overheating all the time and having battery issues. Which, for guys who are skydiving, making a 2-3 minute rip on it, it's not a problem. Right? Guys out skiing where it's cooler. For us that are flying in the heat, loading them up, sitting here with them.
Yeah, just sitting around like this, these things just overheat.
Yeah, they're not. It'd be nice if we put like a little fan in there.
But this one, as long as it's not in the sun, it doesn't overheat, which I like about it, because the GoPro would have already overheated
the GoPro,
just from having it
10
on.
minutes in the sun, they're done.
I'm gonna have to reboot it though, because it says I'm offline, even though I'm obviously not offline.
They did make the new 5 in white for the 360. And it causes the battery to start. It's like it uses more battery when it gets hot. I think it's more because the battery doesn't have the same density when you get it too hot, and it freaks out, tries to slow itself down.
Speaking of which, I should probably move that out of the sun. So, I guess it's back up now, but this is the page for my display on the box. So when this is online, I can just change my bit rate by sliding this up and down while I'm flying. So these are the 3 modems it's currently connected to, and I can uncheck the boxes if I want to disconnect from a modem. And then you have like Wi-Fi you can connect to, like if you have different Wi-Fi's around.
Temperature of your unit itself.
Temperature of the unit, and then if I stop it, it gives me the access to a bunch of other features like changing what resolution you're sending at. So what I normally do now is I send at 720p at 30, but it upscales it on my computer to 1080p when it sends it out, because that way when we're flying, if we're in a place with low signal, it's easier to send 720p. So I have better signal that way now than just always doing 1080p.
How was your bit rate holding up when you got up real high last night?
Until we went all the way far out by where the car was that we were waving to, that white car by the power lines. When we got out there, it was a little spotty, but it held up the whole rest of the time, like pretty much.
I was watching for towers around there.
Yeah, that other tower with the big antenna looked like it had a big like 9 dB antenna or something like on it. What was that?
The double stick tower?
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to figure out, those used to be, GE Ericsson did some public safety stuff, and I pretty much know that tower setup to being one of the old GE digital systems back in the day. It doesn't look active. And if you noticed, on the north side, 2 of the doors were open.
Oh, were they on the shed or whatever?
The shed down there. Yeah, on the far side facing this way, there was 2 doors that weren't even on the thing anymore. I think that was like a 14 dB stick antenna. Would have probably been a low band, VHF, possibly even an amateur antenna that's up there.
Yeah.
I didn't see any other antennas that were hooked up. There was a couple high gain bay antennas that were there, but I see no coax to them. I think that tower is pretty much decommissioned. It's just the cost of them tearing it down. They got power on, the light on there, probably hoping to lease it to a cell carrier or someone. But that configuration,
it's too low though.
No, it's perfect for cell.
You don't think it needs to be higher than that?
350-foot tower. The cell will be 3/4 way up that thing. They don't put on flat land like this. They don't put cell very high.
Yeah, I guess it is pretty flat out here.
Most cell towers aren't more than 200 foot.
Yeah, unless you're like in Maryland, and then got them up on the fucking mountains.
Yeah, but it's a 150-foot tower up on the mountain. They don't generally go high with cell towers. It's the limit, right? For isn't there like a standard for them or something when it comes to above terrain, above ground level, and it's so they don't hit each other. If you put a cell tower there, you go too high. Now you're cutting into the cell of the next one, because they repeat frequencies. Every so many towers, it's the same frequency again. So you don't want to mess with the frequency. Have basically radio jamming. You hear 2 radios key up to get the heterodyne. The same thing will happen on that. They don't have unlimited frequencies to use for that. That's where 5G is really nice because it's such a high frequency microwave band.
Go too far.
It doesn't go as far, so now they can. You have to have more towers for it, but your frequencies can be. You can use that same one frequency, you know, every 100 miles or so because it's not going to interfere with the other one. That signal goes where it's good, it's good, it's good. It just falls off. You know, that's the thing with microwave. It drops off quickly. Back in the day when you had 700-800 megahertz cell, you didn't need as many towers. They got a lot further range. But then you used to get the crackly calls when you got in between two of them. Because generally your phone's connected to 2 to 3 towers at a time. You might only actively using one, but it has the other ones as a back channel. It's looking at them. And that's why you can switch from one to the other. Because it literally hops. From frequency to frequency. You don't even notice it.
I notice it.
On there, yeah, but the handoff is so fast that it's
Yeah, most of
milliseconds.
the time it's not. And I think some of the times when I'm flying and I see the glitchy spottiness or whatever, it might just be jumping towers.
It is, and also you gotta remember, cell towers, if you notice it's a box, the antenna. If you actually look inside, there's a stick antenna in there. There's 2 pieces of aluminum this way and 2 pieces this way. They can do this and this. It's called beam forming. You're actually making an actual beam. Imagine light. That's what they're doing with that cell signal. The one up top set so it doesn't go too high. One so it doesn't skip over top of the next
because
tower.
you're losing it at that point when you go too high also, right? Like
It's not being effective for anything. There's no cell phones up there except for both planes and stuff. But a lot of times if there's towers close, especially in flight lines like this, they have that upper one down more. So you always be thinking about that when you get up, you're losing that signal. You might be right near the tower, but the beam's under you. There's no signal where you're at.
Yeah, what I always try to do is point those antennas down so that they're kind of, but I try to not go too far down so I'm not just trying to get up and down, you know? Because I want it to be like a full bubble around me, but it's got to be a big enough bubble, and those antennas aren't the best. You can attach a separate antenna to that too.
Yeah,
It's
say an
got the
external
thing on
antenna
it.
would be nice on that, mounted on a trike.
See, and I used to have an external antenna that I flew with, and I would have it pop in right out of the bag, but it didn't really do me that much good, and it always had a problem with like either coming off or it's having some weird issues, so I didn't want to have it go through my prop. I stopped using it because it didn't make enough of a difference for me to really notice it.
If I was going to do something like that, I'd have that stuff mounted on the machine.
If it was like a trike, it would be easy to do that because
not everything.
you can get like a nice antenna to point.
Yeah, at that point you can put a couple different antennas. 2 on the lower part of the trike, 2 on the upper part. Above and below the cell towers.
Yeah.
If I know where the towers are at, I can keep those.
The other issue is some towers in smaller places like this only really provide the 3G hookup, so you get really low bandwidth. Not all of them have 5 and 4G. So I might switch to one that's 3G and then I get spotty.
You know what they did? Going from the 3G, 4G upgrade, they would take and go to a 4G machine and have 3G fallback on. Now when they change out to 5G, they got to go all brand new equipment. It's 5G equipment that drops back on 4G. So every one of them racks, every tower has to be replaced. So for them they'll go in the major part of the city, they'll do so many towers to cover an area.
So they'll remove those 3.
They move the 3, they put the 4 or 5 in, but they only use so many.
Yeah.
And then the next batch, they'll go to another city. And when they come back later on, they'll add a few more in that town. They keep adding. A lot of the ones out, like we fly a lot of these remote areas, there's not many. There might be 1 of the 4 or 5G out here, but 5 or 6
unless
of the other.
here is nice, and I'm getting great signal here. I think because we're right by Indianapolis, so we have that big city
That's
right
one
there.
thing when we went over that way, we should have had no problem with signal until we got real high because we're right by the city.
Yeah,
There's probably a bunch of them in town on the buildings we're picking up.
Yeah. And do you think that getting too close to the tower causes you to lose signal?
It can, yeah.
That's because that was seemingly happening. Whenever I get too close to a tower, I start getting spotty
One,
signal.
because of that, like a beam forming, because it's a takeoff angle of that beam. When you're close to it, you're up here, you're not hitting. When you go further out,
I see. And then
because the angle of it,
I got you. That makes sense. Because I did start testing that out, like when I flew with David, one of his friends had a farm that we went out to go fly at, in between the fly-ins, and there was a big tower on one of the farms, and I went right up to it. You could see all the 5G antennas and everything, but as soon as I got close to it, I started losing signal.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, I'm too.
Well, that and the fact that your phone it's an SDR, it's a software-defined radio. It adjusts its power in response to what the signal it's getting from the tower. When all of a sudden you get so close to the tower, you're right on it. You're just getting bombarded with signal. You're also getting splattered from adjacent signals.
Yeah.
When you're that close to it. That's like you're listening to FM radio. You get real close to an FM tower.
Then it goes to shit.
You know, even you can be listening to an adjacent channel because you're by one close to it. It's just gonna override you. There's too much RF energy there. I used to explain to people all the time. I worked on towers for years. When we're working on a tower, we can't do a signal test standing 100 foot from the tower. You don't even connect to it. Because the beam's going over your head. You go a mile out to do your signal test there. It's really weird when you look at how they actually form the beam.
Yeah. I was learning about that when I did all the drone stuff, because I was trying to figure out which antennas were going to be better for me to penetrate through the trees. I was trying to fly in the woods. I ended up getting those, I think it's called like X-Air antennas, the ones that are the two that go right on the goggles, and they can go right through a brick wall too if you're close enough. It's really nice.
Your polarization matters too.
But on the other opposite end, I had the regular antennas that did the big circle around me, but the two here were like just straight out.
They're more of a beam forming antenna. And if you use a circular polarization antenna, it's more spot on, having to be right at there, but you get a lot better signal penetrating through dense trees. There's somebody that depends on the frequency you're dealing with, the type of antenna you're dealing with. I like to do long range stuff.
But I don't have to, because I'll show you this other app I got here. That's pretty neat.
It's kind of interesting when you do remote stuff.
So I have to run the VPN on my phone, because then it won't matter what IP I'm on to connect to.
Oh yeah, because not you're losing your. That's got to be the other problem when you drop from one.
Yeah, because I'm on
to the other.
I'm on satellite in here, so I'm not on carriers. So like even the satellite will switch IPs, you know, randomly. But then I can see my computer here, the OBS that I have running, and when I connect to it, it's got all my scenes. So if I had a cam 2, like a shuttlecock cam like that,
you just click to
I
it.
just click to it, it'll switch. And then I have, you know, stuff where like be right back, starting soon, low bit rate and all that. And then I have like all my sources are here. So like if I just wanted to bring up the weather girl without typing anything, I could just turn on the scene that has the weather stuff. And then there's even a whole like view window here where you could actually watch the stream as it's coming in.
But then you're using a lot more.
You're using more bandwidth,
Yeah,
but you can see it.
Because you're sending stuff out and receiving it.
Yeah.
No, actually you're not, because you're sending out with that. So you're not
Sending out with that, receiving it on here.
Yeah, so that's not too bad.
It's still using the same bandwidth as that.
But your bandwidth on your satellite's getting used because now you're sending multiple.
Correct. I'm receiving multiple and all that, yeah. But it's pretty cool because if I wanted to just stop the stream, I just hit it there. Or if I want to start recording, you know, like on my computer. So that's one way to do it. So when I want to end the stream, I don't have to like run back to the computer to hit end.
You can do it right there on.
I just hit this thing. Or I can just hit stop on this page. But if I hit stop on here, it'll just say the
opposite end of the fairgrounds, away from rotor wash, hopefully. Because that's the thing that worries me more than anything. It's like,
Let's see if this thing
I
came
fly
out real
helicopters. I
quick.
love helicopters. I just don't like them around me when I'm.
Yeah, with paramotor.
No, I don't like anything that's going to cause me a rotor factor.
Okay, cool. Oh, I see what happened.
They seem to be having a technical problem with their sign.
Somebody hacked it.
I guarantee
Or
it.
an employee, pissed off employee. Alright, cool. Got it working again. Let's see. Here's your... Oops. Alright, so look, let's see if this works. I can type in like weather in the chat. An exclamation point, and then should see the weather chick pop up, but I don't know if my Raspberry Pi rebooted correctly. We'll see if it shows the weather.
You've been a little slow.
It was down, like I might have just needed to reboot it because sometimes my Docker containers don't load up, but yeah, there you go.
Okay.
And then like up here is my heart rate. Can't really see it right now because it's blending with the orange, or with the blue.
How'd your heart rate get last night doing wing overs?
Dude, okay, so the first paramotor flight I've ever been on where my heart rate was down to 60s, I was super calm and like just chill the whole time. And then when we got over here by where the accident happened, I was around 70s, but when I fly, I'm in the 90 to 100 range, and when I take off, I go anywhere from 150 to 180 on my heart rate for like launch. And then landings are usually around 120, 130.
It's not bad.
No, but the calmest I've ever been somehow was on a flight with you, which I think was funny. I thought I'd be nervous as shit being up there, but I wasn't.
Being up with a pro pilot, is not going to put you into the ground.
No, you were flying like smooth and everything, and I thought you were going to be going crazy trying to like freak me out, but you just flew normal. It was great. So I just chilled, and then like I guess once it started getting a little colder as we got higher, my heart rate dropped even more because I was getting cold. But I was looking at it, and it was the first time I really seen like the blues, like the blue color and under, which means I'm like super calm. That was interesting.
Yeah, I didn't want to do anything crazy. I mean, the idea of a tandem flight is not to do crazy stuff. It's to get people to experience how nice it can be. And even in some rough air, that machine just like, it takes all the bumps. It's so heavy, you don't get, you'll get the oscillations like you felt when you're flying it. It'll get doing that sometimes. If you get crosswind, like you get 45 to the wind, it'll start pushing you. You'll feel it wanting to rock a little bit. Because at one point there we were further out for a while. I had a lot of pressure on the right, just kind of keeping it where I wanted it to go. And I could tell we were getting blown sideways. I was trying to track over some of the roads.
Yeah, I think you said something about like, was it 14-mile-an-hour winds or something like that you saw? Is that what you were seeing?
I had 19 and a half at one point. And we went real
When
high.
we were up?
Yeah.
It did not feel like that.
No, it doesn't. On your wing, you'd
My
be
wing, I'll
shitting and
feel
going
it.
backwards and
Yeah, like this wind right here, it would hold my wing back.
yeah, this wing right here, this is not even a factor for my wing. It says let's go.
Like if you could see the trees moving like that, that's when I know my wing is not going to handle it. But when the trees are still and I see flags moving, I'm good. What's up?
Ain't got no gas in that thing.
I just put the last bit I have too inside that because I got to run out to go grab more for our generator too.
And I gotta run to a Dollar General here later. I'm getting low on NOS. That could be dangerous for everybody around here.
I just picked up a couple Red Bulls yesterday when we were at the store.
Well, when I get down to like the last 3 or 4
So
cans
you
of
got
NOS,
kicked out. We had to cut our shopping short. I can't believe that chick lied about you. That was fucking funny, but that was kind of a dick move. She said you gave her the finger. You did not give her the finger.
I was gonna give her the finger. I had to give her the finger right to her face.
Yeah, like she was lying.
Dude, when they half time they tell me you can't ride up here, I just ignore them, just keep on going, because they won't. Yeah, sometimes they'll come walking after you. At that point, you just get on the throttle a little bit. Like,
yeah, that guy came up to
work
me
for it.
and he goes, "Hey man, that wasn't cool because your buddy came up to me. He said I'm recording and all this," and I'm like, "Yeah, well, what happened?" And I was like, "I wasn't there," and he's like, "Oh, you know, I was telling him to get off and that I would give him a cart, but he said no," and that's when I was like, "Well, he doesn't like those carts. They kind of suck."
Yeah,
and,
they're slow as hell. They never have them when you need them anyway.
Yeah, and then he was like, "Well, I'll go get one for him." I'm like, "Nah, he ain't gonna ride one of those." And then he's like, "All right, I'll let him ride the one wheel." He looked like he was in pain and all that. And I was like, "He is."
I run around a replacement ankle, and it doesn't do good. Not even on a hard floor. It just kills me. That's why I need to get my other board fixed, because I got the gel pad on the one side.
Should have told me you're pain in my ass too.
Oh, if I had my radio, we could have been a real pain in the ass for them.
Oh yeah. You just pick up their phone.
Well, I have the code for that too, but I have something better to do. They use a VHF frequency called MERS. There's 5 frequencies. It's basically VHF CB. You're not supposed to use for business purpose. But guess what Walmart uses? The MERS frequencies.
On their radios, like on their store radios that they talk
By
about.
FCC, they're not legally allowed to use those as a business radio. They're supposed to be VHF CB. Well, I can use it too as a ham operator. I got commercial radios that are 5 watt. I can be 3 miles from the store and talk to them. I'll figure out what frequency they're on and act like an associate, just cause havoc in the store.
I had this friend, Laura, that I used to hang out with in Florida, and she was a nut job. And we were at a hotel with like, it was Slayer in there, band Static X, a bunch of other bands. We were all partying up there. And she took one of the radios that one of the security guards at the hotel left down.
Oh,
and
God.
she said she called in on the radio and started calling for help, saying that she was locked in, and she gave a random room number and said she was locked in the closet. She's not sure of the room number, but she thinks it's number 4 whatever. And then you could hear the people on the radio just scrambling, trying to figure out which room she's actually in. And she's like, help me, I'm tied up in this closet." And it was fucked up. We were young, you know, in our late teens or early 20s or something, I don't know. But I was like, holy shit, looking back at that probably scared the shit out of all those guys.
We had a guy that goes to the amateur events with us a couple years ago. We were up there. We use MERS just among our group, so we have a little side channel to talk on. We were doing that. We were close to a Walmart. We were staying at a Drury Hotel, and the guy from Walmart got in there. It's like, "John, you're on our frequency. You can't be on this, and that." Which he's an FC enforcement officer, so he just immediately started screwing with it. To the point where, for like 3 days, we had the cops in the parking lot. They were looking for the guy on the radio. He'd sit there and start taunting them. I'm in the car, sitting in the parking lot, and call off a car that was sitting out there. And they would come out and beat on that car. No one's in it. And I told him, I know the codes. He said, "You want to really watch them go crazy?" I called a code Adam, which is an abducted child. They lock the store down. You call code Adam, they lock the doors. They go through the whole store till they figure out what happened. So for like 20 minutes, you can have a Walmart locked down.
Yeah, she had them running around, and then when we went outside, since the security guards went inside the building to go look for her and stuff, she took their golf cart. We all started driving the golf cart around, and we piled like, I don't know, 6 to 8 people on there. They were hanging off the back, off the sides.
That'd have been a hoot.
And we were just like doing wheelies on it, riding down. I had it all on YouTube, and then somebody reported that video for having like offensive language or something, and they took it down. So I lost the video because the only other copy of it was on a hard drive that crashed. So it was I'm sure I have it on mini DV tape, but I'll have to go through and hope those they're in my warehouse in Ohio. Hopefully they're even still good, because they're not. It's not temperature controlled, so they might have gotten fucked.
Need to get all those put back on the digital. And
I did put them all on digital, but that drive crashed, and then but they're all still on tape. If they work, I'll be able to get that footage back.
I'm a big thing of back everything up. Like all my videos, they're on NAS storage in the trailer, and then when I go home, I just run a cable out to the trailer and I dump it to the server in the house. So I keep double backup of everything. Just
Oh, it wasn't Slayer that was there. It was damage plans. It was like Dimebag and Vinnie Paul and those guys. That's who was on there. That's why I really want that footage back, just simply because it was like a really cool moment in my life when I got to hang out with those guys, and it sucks to have lost that.
I got some footage. I can't ever put it on YouTube, but I was at an amateur radio event. They call them Hamfest. The largest one is held in Dayton, Ohio. Hanging out with some pretty cool people and guitar players. We were really sitting there for an hour in the main atrium of the building, picking on guitars. They did not know who he was. They were just a bunch of guys just jamming out.
Yeah.
And we have video of it. I gotta find. I can't find it. I know I have it on a drive somewhere. But I'd love to post it on YouTube now.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff like that I had on those tapes, we had to cut out, and like we're never allowed to post it because it was just crazy shit backstage. But I have we put together a whole DVD that's like 2.5 hours long with all the shit we could show. You know, just us partying backstage, playing.
This is cool because the guy's his ham call is WB6ACU. It's Joe Walsh from the Eagles. The guy sitting on the other side of me.
They're about to tour again or something.
Yeah.
I just saw an ad for them.
The other guy that was sitting beside us playing guitar, Bob Heil. Inventor of Heil microphones, Heil sound.
Oh, okay. I haven't heard of that.
Ever use Heil microphones? There's some of the top mics out there. In fact, that's why I won my Paramotor. Years back before he died, Bob made me a custom mic.
What kind of mics? Like for what?
The boom mic on my
For
headset,
the headset? Oh.
is tuned to get rid of the noise of the paramotor and wind noise, but it's also tuned for my radio, for the impedance I need for the radio.
I kind of did a test with this thing with the filter on it for last night because I didn't bring this mic with me, and it's kind of shitty because you hear a lot of the wind noise, but it does modulate a lot of it out because when I was talking loud enough, it actually picked up my voice while we were flying, where my old camera, you would just hear wind. You can't talk over it.
And that machine is, when I'm at full power, is quite noisy.
Yeah, so at full power I can't really talk, but when you kind of idle down a little bit or we're mid-range, I could talk clearly, and the filter on this was really good enough to like put my voice over all of the motor noise and the wind
Nice.
noise. And I didn't expect that at all, but it's not good enough to fly on its own. I did realize that, because there are times where like if I turn my head and I talk, that wind noise is going through. But I'm wondering if I cover up the microphone holes with some foam
On the front,
if
maybe,
it would
yeah.
help, so that it would still pick up my voice but not the wind as much, like at least break it up. Because my old camera, I hot glued like a little piece of foam on it that came in a package of something, and that worked.
Well, I worked for a year and a half with Bob on being a ham operator. I've known him forever. And I got paramotoring. I need a mic that works on my amateur radio equipment, but I want it on my helmet. And he'd done some stuff for aviation. And he had an element that worked good, but he had to do some tweaking. He built a little electronics package that did filtering for it, specifically to filter the noise. And that thing works amazing. It kind of sucks that he passed away, and getting any of that redone again would be almost impossible. You know, the company's still there, they're running it, but I'm not sure if the engineers could ever go back and do what he did. But I keep moving that mic from rig to rig because it works so well. But I'm doing, HF amateur radio from the air. I'll string a wire antenna behind me and make contacts.
I used to ride with my second Cena as like a receiver, and I would plug that in to my audio for my camera, so I would have to like basically talk to another person, but it was my other Cena, so that would get my audio and everything, and it did sound better at like wind noise and all that because it is right in front of my mouth, so it's easier for me to talk. But I didn't really like it the way that I would hear myself back, and everything was a little different. So
Hear the
now I
side
do
tone
it
in there.
Yeah, so now I do it with my cell phone only, so I hear my live stream back. But before I was having to hear my live stream back and myself. So when I talk,
The delay, yeah.
when I talk, I would hear myself from my mic talking, so like you normally do. But then I would also hear myself again a couple seconds later through the video, and that was like too much for me. I was having a hard time even talking.
My newest helmet, there's a button you can push on it, it turns the side tone on where I can hear myself, and that's weird. There's no delay in it, but if I have anything streaming,
That's
Same
what
thing, I get a
happened is
delay.
I would hear myself and then hear myself again, and then while I'm talking, it would just fuck me all up.
Yeah, it throws you off. I'm used to, I did contesting image radio. We always had side tune on so we could hear what our audio's like. So we use compressors, limiters
Yeah.
to really get, since you're on AM, you're on such a tight bandwidth, getting the best audio quality in there, just like AM radio. You really want to get it. 'Cause we're using AM radio, but we're using sideband. So you have the AM signal, you're only using half of those peaks, either bottom half, upper or lower sideband. So it's very little
When I
audio
don't,
spectrum.
like, because I don't really have a better way to do this, the only reason why I listen to myself back is because then I know if my stream is dead, if something happened to it and I can fix it real quick. I don't really have a solution to that because I need to know, because otherwise I'm talking to no one. I'm just talking.
Yeah, you know,
to
if the stream's actually running and
Yeah, so like I need to be able to hear it back because when it starts glitching out, I can hear it in my ear going shh, and then I'm like, okay, something's up. I'll stop talking
or
for
your
a
people,
second.
if you're watching your chat screen, people start telling you, don't they?
Yeah, but it's easier if I see it first because of the delay. Sometimes people don't say shit. It'll be down, like today, for example, we're just sitting here chatting. There's not like a lot of people watching or anything. So if it goes down, no one's gonna say anything. It's just gonna go down, and then I won't know until I'm watching it back and checking.
Oh,
it.
okay.
That's why I started fucking with it because I noticed it was down, but like no one said it was down. I don't have any other way to know, so I have to like hear it back and everything.
You have to be constantly monitoring it just to know what's going on.
Yeah, until I have enough people watching that it would be. But paramotoring is such a small niche that not a lot of people enjoy watching the long form paramotor content. Everybody wants to watch, you know, the edited quick launch, takeoff, you know, and landings and something interesting that happened in the flight. But they don't really care for all the in betweens where you got to climb up for 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's like I'd like to live stream some of this competition stuff, but there's just so much involved in it, like the climbing up or
Yeah, circling around, waiting for the next person to do their part of a comp.
you know, I climb up for 10-15 minutes and it's, you know, a minute and a half run down doing acro that's actually interesting. But then I'm playing it out and climbing back up again.
Yeah.
Waiting for the next, you know, waiting for the other guy to do his routine. It's kind of a hard sell on that. And then I have to be in pretty much comp mode. I'm thinking about what I'm doing, my maneuvers. I'm not thinking about trying to run streaming equipment.
Yeah, and that's a hard thing when I did the comp is I was trying to help out with their live stream. I was trying to deal with my live stream and trying to do the comp. So I only got to do like a couple of the things that, like it was the bowling pin thing where we got to knock down all the pins. I did that one, and then I did.
You did the stall, didn't you?
Yeah, and I believe I did the stall as well.
Yeah, that was fun. Like, I can't wait to do another one. I'm gonna get practice in. I'm probably gonna get a later strike.
Oh, and I went up the day that everybody was doing the courses, and then I ignored the courses and just did my own flight because I was in a bad mood, because that guy was being an asshole. So I was like, I just flew around and watched everybody else do shit, and just talked to my live stream.
Those courses, if you're not practiced on them, like I said, they're tight. They're a glider and a half width, and you're trying to stay dead center on them. And you got wind blowing you side tracks. You're constantly, as you're making those turns, you're thinking about where the wind's coming from, how to get the turn, what the wing's doing.
Watching your phone.
Yep.
At the same time.
Well, I was using goggles, so I had a hologram of the course in front of me on my glasses. So that made it a little easier for me to do that. Well, I did that for a few of the days just to see how it would work and to try to train myself to use that. Now I'm point on with that. If I use that technology, I can stay right on the course. I don't have to look at my phone.
What kind of glasses?
I've got, what the hell those are? I can't remember the name brand I have now. They're the real popular, not the Rokids. They're the next one up from those.
Have you seen the Meta ones yet? What they look like?
Yeah.
Because I haven't checked out what they're, because I know mostly it's not really like a VR goggle type thing. It's more of a AR.
It's augmented reality, yeah.
So you have some overlay stuff, but mostly it's like audible stuff.
Yeah, what I have is they look kind of thick. When you look through them, you see a thick space about that tall in the glass, just upper half of it. But it's literally a screen in front of you. It's like a 200-inch projection screen in front of you.
They use a mirror, so that's a mirror there.
It's got glass on there. It's shooting LCD monitors down on each eye.
Yeah.
I tend to turn it down. You tend to press the up and down. I can tint the glasses, or I can turn the monitor up down. So I play with that the whole
Oh,
time.
you'll have to show me that sometime. That's interesting. Because I tried to build one, and I bought a see-through monitor, transparent one, and I was going to hang it off my helmet and have like a little pie on the helmet.
I thought of doing that, and it's just so hard to do.
You can't focus them. That's the problem.
Mhm.
So if you have it right in front of your eye, it's blurry. So you can't focus it correctly. So the only way to do it is with a mirror.
Yeah, and these have diopter adjustments. You can tweak them into your eyesight, which is great for me. The problem is getting used to having that on there, because if you do have it a little too bright, and you have the tint too dark,
you can't see.
now I can't see in front of me too. So I got to be able to see both. And playing with that, you know, getting the contrast right.
Yeah.
And then I'm
can see
overlaying
that being a
gaggle, so it's
problem.
the same gaggle you see on your screen. So I'm trying. I wish I could change the colors in the map of gaggle, just so I could get it.
Yeah.
I really want to see the course and where I'm at in the course, not, you know, the whole.
I feel like something like Google Glass would be a good option for that, but it sucks that they're so hard to get and so expensive.
I
Because
have Google Glass, and it's.
does it suck for that?
I have got the apps to work right for it, and their system kind of sucks in that. Like, I wish they had more architecture where we could
Because
go in
it's
there.
not like Android where you just put your own shit.
Yeah, it is, but it isn't. Like, you got to be a real developer and want to spend the time to do it. Like, I could spend hundreds of hours getting it where I want it, but then, you know, one glitch in the system, it quits working. So it's like, if I was doing it full time, I'd probably invest a bunch of time and money into doing that. But I've put more time into cobbling together what I can get to do with the glasses I have now to work.
I can develop stuff for iOS and all that. I don't know what it takes, but I'm assuming it connects through your iOS, right?
I'm using Android.
With the Google Glass.
Yeah.
Oh, right, because it's Google. Duh.
You're better
Yeah,
if you're
it
playing with
makes
Google. Any of this augmented reality right now, you're better to be on Google. On Android system, iOS is too locked down.
Yeah, I agree.
They don't let you do anything, and if you want to do it, they want you to pay to play. Where Android, Google don't give a shit. They're like, good, develop this stuff, you know. They're getting a little bit more.
Yeah, so it'll be even easier to develop it through Google's stuff. So like, if you just have them laying around one day, I can put something together for it for the overlays. We could just try something.
Yeah, I think I have to look. There should be in my trailer with. I usually have them in the trailer with me. The thing I don't like is they have a cord that goes from the glasses down to your phone. So you have a physical connection. I wish they had a wireless option.
So it's kind of doing what this is, where it's kind of acting as the webcam.
Yeah.
But it's more like you're connecting it as a monitor.
Yeah, you're
So
basically
is it like OTC or something? Is that what it's using?
Yeah, it's running. Well, it's using OTC for the data link, but it's bringing your phone screen up on the display, and at that point your phone goes dark, and it becomes a mouse pointer. So you touch the screen to use.
Oh, for the
Yeah.
glass.
I would like to have something like a thumb switch on my throttle, where I could actually make adjustments, maybe an adjuster to zoom in, zoom out.
Yeah, maybe like up, down for zoom
Yeah,
in,
because
zoom
my
out.
problem is I got to zoom in, zoom out on that course a lot. Like, I want to see the whole course as I approach it. When I get close to it, I want to be tight in so I can look at all the turns and little nuances real tight. You know, some of the best courses I did during the comp in Florida, I was running a large tablet in front of me. So I had a lot more work. I could use both hands on it. I could really zoom in and see what I'm doing.
Aren't you supposed to be able to click on pilots to be able to see who they are while you're flying? Because every time I click on a pilot while I'm flying, I can never see who it is. It doesn't show me them. But when I've done it on the ground, it'll work.
Yeah, the paid version. Well, you got to remember, again, you got the whole problem when you get up too high, your cellular data.
No, it's working. When it's all working. Like yesterday while we were flying, everything was working fine on my phone. And I was like, okay, who's this pilot that we're coming up to? And I would pull it up, but it wouldn't, no matter how many times I clicked on it, it wouldn't show me.
Yeah, I can usually click on them and it shows.
Yeah, maybe it was just something with...
Though it shows their icon too, so a lot of times...
I see the icon and stuff, but then, like, when I'm recording my flight, like, as I'm flying, and I try to see pilots, it never works.
That might be the difference between, like, I've got the paid version.
Maybe.
I think that's the main difference. They're kind of... As he's been progressing that thing, you know, he's got a lot of money and time in that app. I think it's getting a lot more of, you know, you're paying for the cool stuff. Because I can't imagine the amount of time he's put into building that app. Yeah.
Years, basically. But he refuses help because he doesn't want to open source any of it. But he should make a plug-in type section.
He let help at the beginning part. but he's kind of now taken over pretty much just himself. He'll take recommendations and you send him stuff.
Right, but he doesn't have like if he open sourced part of it where we could build our own add-ons for it and
That would
just
be awesome,
choose
yeah.
whether or not we want to use them, it would be awesome because it would allow every other person who has an idea to pitch in. But right now it's set to where it's just like him on the project, so we can't add extra shit.
I think the biggest problem in doing that is, say I call it a really good add-on to put on there, it could potentially brick other stuff he has going, you know what I mean? Because of the coding, when you add stuff in there.
Well, like for example, if he had it on GitHub, right, where people could submit their own, then he would be able to test everything before he put it live.
Yeah,
And
you'd
then-
have to.
Yeah, so then he would know, like, okay, this works, nobody's complaining, let's dish it out to a few people, and then dish it out
Yeah,
to
you'd have to
more.
put it out as a beta at first, just to let guys try it.
Yeah.
I think he just, because of the architecture, he doesn't want to deal with glitches. I think he wants to just develop it, and because he's been really good. Like there hasn't
But the
been
way
any
he would
problems.
have to do it is to make an API. So, like, if he had an API for it, anyone could do whatever. It wouldn't fuck up, like, his program, because you'd be using his data. You wouldn't be making, like, your own offshoot that's adding on. It would be a part of his app, but it would be closed out from anybody accessing his main code. So he would give access to basically all the sensors, and then you would code with his API. You would code your own, like, partial interface for it. So it'd be a page maybe with like plugins and checkboxes, and then you can add and remove plugins, you know, checkbox on, off. So then you could do some other cool shit, like maybe even put like a different color scheme, like you said, where you could see your overlays better.
Yeah, just the contrast with the, like light now flying, looking at a map with glare on it versus when it's dark at night. Yeah, it's a lot easier. Like I've got used to having that display overhead in my trike, to the point where I'm thinking I want to make some kind of arm on my little trike to hold the phone up front. So I'm used to it being there now.
Like that, yeah.
Yeah, just having like it's up here, but it's great. I can look up to it. You know, it sucks when the sun's at me. I tend to use the passenger in the front. I'll put you between me and the sun, so I'm like staring into bright light to look at my screen.
Yeah, when this thing's on my lap in that bag that I have, or whatever, that phone case that I put on my leg, I can't see during the day when it's bright like this. My screen doesn't get bright enough. My old phone, I had the 14 Pro Max, and that one I could see the screen fine, but this one's incredibly hard, even though I changed all the settings on it to be like as bright as
This
possible.
thing in daytime, if I put it in the right mode, gets so bright, direct sunlight, you can see it.
Yeah, this
I mean,
one
it's
I
just
can't. Yeah, that
crystal
one looks
clear.
good. This looks like shit in the full brightness. I'm gonna go right over there with the camera and see what's going on, if anybody's doing anything, and then I'll probably come back in the stream. I just kind of wanted to put it on and get my motor working so tonight I could go fly and not worry about it. And then I gotta solder my LEDs and all that in a bit if it's not too hot.
What happened to the...
Remember
loose?
last night I showed you the cable I was holding?
Oh, yeah.
It just, the solder points just broke off because I had the cage apart in here. So it might have like got caught on something and ripped off. So I just got to resolder on my power cable for the LEDs.
That's always the problem with when you have anything that's like hard pointed. It's just really hard to get it like where you don't catch it. I've been playing with the lights long enough now, but trying to figure a way to make it. I almost want like 3D printed pieces on the panels to snap together. The wires are in end with plugs.
Yeah.
So that when you plug them together there and you pull it apart, there's nothing flopping.
Yeah.
Anytime you have a cable that's loose and you move this stuff, inadvertently it gets caught on something. I've got some of the original PPG lights and they were terrible about that. You catch them on stuff and crack them. The bullet stickers, they use something that are so wide, it didn't take much to actually.
Yeah, I'm using those 4-pin connectors, but
Real narrow ones?
the 4-pin LED connectors that have the clip on them that that'll hold it.
And that clip's something to get caught on stuff, and then you yank it.
I have mine taped pretty good, but it's still not perfect. Because like if I didn't have to take my cage apart, it would be great. But because I have to take it apart, it always gets fucked up over time.
Yeah, I make my lights in one string now, so I just cut the zip ties, take them off. I did the cage apart.
Yeah, I have the 2 separate channels, so I have lines everywhere.
I'm trying not to take a bunch of stuff apart on mine every time because it's annoying.
Yeah, if I could fit it better in the vehicles, it wouldn't be such a problem.
Yeah, it doesn't fit in there very well. You got the same problem I have with my first car.
Yeah, because I got this
Little narrow door.
I have like a toolbox here, metal one, and
Oh, so you just strap it right in here?
well, normally I got to move that box, yeah, and then I just strap it to the side
okay.
there.
Yeah, if you stick it on there, it's too far out to the alleyway.
But I still have to take the cage off to really make it fit, which sucks.
The other one I take apart all the time is that Unity Active, but it's got the 3 hoop sections and 2 spars. It's 5 minutes for me to take it apart, you know? It's not a headache.
Let me grab my other stick in here.
Give me a little drink to run over with you. All right. I'll grab everything off.
I kept complaining about my selfie stick and how I was having issues with it. I got a new one. So we're gonna try it out. I'm gonna unplug you guys for a moment here. This is a toasty camera. I feel it. It's hot. Alright, make sure we're back online. We are. Sweet.
Setup.
Yep.
The only bad thing with those things are. Oh, I'm actually not.
This one extends.
That works.
Yeah, there we go. It'd be cool if I could put this like on my cage to be able to extend it out and fly with it. It's a little top heavy.
That's what's nice against the 360 one.
Yeah, 360 one, you don't have to worry about where you're pointing it.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about that. You can reframe it, or you can actually program it to frame itself, so it does it for you. Nice advantage. Whoa, damn.
Hole.
Yeah, we gotta put a code in that thing. Yeah, someone's gonna fall and get hurt on that one.
You're gonna fall and get hurt on it.
I learned the PLF a long time ago. Come in, tuck and roll.
That there.
Kind of what the guy needed in the trike the other day. He started the PLF, but he didn't continue it.
All right.
I understand it didn't hurt the trike that bad. I got one wheel, one axle.
Oh, from last night, yeah. Yeah, that's what he said. Only one axle got broken on the trike. But he was, I guess he went to the hospital maybe this morning or last night.
He should. Yeah, he hit the ground pretty hard. With the straight in impact, it wasn't like he rolled in or turned in. He was straight down.
Yeah, it didn't look like he was having any kind of downplane, so hopefully he went down slow enough.
But he didn't come down that, it wasn't that slow. He could have been a lot slower. I think that chute was a little undersized.
Yeah.
I've seen some reserve tosses before where they tend to hang a little bit. His was kind of...
You got the skeleton up. I remember seeing this at all the fly-ins.
Need to put some lights in his eyes.
Yeah.
Make him look evil at night.
Get one of those little solar panel lights.
Mm-hmm. Or you really want to have fun, put a flamethrower in his mouth.
Oh yeah, that would be sick. Melt his face off. Make him like Ghost Rider.
A couple boys were out here for dinner night playing with a flamethrower. Late night last night.
It's so quiet over here with no generators. I'm surprised. It's gonna start getting hot.
Yeah, they're all plugging the power here.
Oh yeah, true. I asked about that, but I was told only the workers were getting those spots.
Better exhaust. Yeah, all the ones that work are plugging in the hangar. We got it set up with a plug here.
Yeah, everyone's plugged in.
That's what I'm gonna put it out 30, 50 like that. So we'll have ample space.
Yeah, it makes it harder with the dog for me to park up next to people.
See how that thing sits down?
Yeah, it's awesome.
They'll definitely good out the outlet for the wind kit.
Yeah.
Pull in, set your RV down like that, it's planted.
Yeah, we got the dumpsters in yesterday.
Tore up bad, isn't it?
Yeah, this one's broken down.
And that aluminum is terrible with me.
I like the propane video you sent me. You sent me like wasn't it a, what's his name? From,
Hank Hill?
Yeah. See the runway here. Yeah, we definitely got some kicking winds. I'm glad I didn't go up later. So this is our runway. We got this big grass field here to take off on. And then there is an actual paved one out there. And then another one on the other side of the grass. And it goes all the way down there. Close to the highway you kind of see. Maybe you see it. Got someone else coming in here. Oh, do they still have that little paramotor out? Because it was dark last night. I couldn't check it out. We'll go see it if so. Good morning. Oh, there it is. It's hiding here in the corner. Check it out. It's a little tiny baby one. Like, look at the size of that compared to this. That's a Dro-sized paramotor. We got a flat top. Everybody's hiding out from the heat now. So we're gonna go back over to the RV and I'll shut it down. Yeah, it looks like everybody's pretty much tucked away for now. So I'll probably end the stream here, but thank you guys for hanging out while I messed around with my gear and got it all tested and working. Looks like we're good to go for tonight, as long as the winds are good. Let's go this way. This way's a little easier to get back. So yeah, maybe around like 6 o'clock, I'll come back. If you guys want to watch then, just make sure you got subscribe and notifications on and all that if you want to get notified when I go online. Usually it'll send out like an email too if you have that set up. And you got to make sure your YouTube notifications are also allowed as an app on your phone, because sometimes if you turn that off, you won't get any notifications from YouTube. And I gotta go get gas too, so I won't bore you guys with all of that. And sorry we didn't go on a flight this morning, but I just wanted to make sure everything was tuned correctly. And it felt really good this last time I just had it running, so we'll check again once it gets darker. And then I'll see you guys later. What up, Lily? Yeah, your dad's on the other side of the field right now. He's talking to some people all the way over there. Yeah, I think he stayed over there to chat with them. I came back to end my stream.
He came back and then left.
Yeah, he was helping me make sure my motor was tuned correctly and all that.
Did you fly this time?
I didn't fly, no, but we got it all working. So it sounds way better now.
I don't think my dad flew because I didn't hear him.
No, he was here helping me. We were gonna go fly, but by the time I was done, it was already starting to pick up wind.
I just woke up not that long ago and I got in the shower.
Well, good morning to you. Yeah, I'm gonna end this here, so give me 1 second. All right, bye, peoples.